How you doing? My name's Francis, and this video I would just like to talk about the power of lust and the process of overcoming lust. Again, these videos, anybody, even if it reaches one person, I'm happy with that. Just to help anybody out that might be struggling with it. Just to offer my piece of advice from a random stranger. I'm not someone that's experienced in talking about this stuff, but just another person that would love to help someone out. And if you're just mindlessly scrolling somewhere and you're just finding this and it's reaching out to you, I hope that you can just take a couple minutes just to listen and really take in what some of the things I might be saying. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it. It's just something that's been on my mind, and especially as a man, right? This is something pretty big. So, the power of lust and the process of overcoming lust. This is pretty huge, and we're living in a time now where the world, I believe, is conquered by lust. If you look around, especially on social media, just seeing so many things of relationships being broken apart because of cheating, temporary pleasure, seeing statistics like marriage rates going down, stuff like that. It's really sad, right? It's really sad because love is such a great thing, and God created love for us to experience. Now, the first thing that I think we need to do is define lust. Now, as I know lust, and as I would define it, is temporary sexual pleasure slash temptation, where you just give in and do whatever you want mindlessly without thinking about any consequence, and it's not meaningful, it's not valuable, and it's something that just destroys relationships. That's how I see it. And the second thing is just understanding two things, really. The first one is the power of lust. Lust, as I said before, has conquered the world. It's taking over to the point where you don't even see the power anymore because it's already taken over. You don't even see lust taking over because it's already taken over. And point number two is just that it's weird to say, but that kind of has to happen. And what I mean by that is this is a very sensitive topic for some people, and it's something hard to talk about because it's just secretly happening for some people, but they don't want to bring it to light. They don't want to deal with it. And it's just, yeah, it's conquered the world where you don't even understand where it's coming from anymore. Like, it's just there, right? And it's so normalized. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's just so normalized. And it has to happen because, as I mentioned in my other video, if you've seen, or just in plenty videos and plenty things I'll talk about in the future, a lot of stuff has to coexist. And I think that lust has to exist with love so that you understand what love is, and vice versa. And it doesn't mean that you just allow that thing to just take over your life. It just means that if you fall into temptation and you fall into the category of lust, then you now have the opportunity to search and work towards love. And I think that's beautiful. And it's just the same as how once you experience the bad, you're destined to experience the good, vice versa, and things like that will happen. And the thing with the thing with lust is that it's just an up and down hill, right? You know, you fall into it, you get back up, you fall into it, get back up. There'll be a period of time where you're just like, oh man, I can't do this anymore. Like, nothing even matters. I'm just gonna go into it. And yeah, it's scary. It's really scary. That's the first thing I just want to clarify, is just what lust really is, at least in my eyes, right? How it's conquered the world, the power of lust. And now number three is just the process of overcoming it. And notice the wording of the process of overcoming it. It's not a straight how-to. There's no steps that you just take away that you just boom, right? You're good. It doesn't work like that. This is, in my eyes, one of the strongest things in the world. no matter how strong you are, right? Like physically, like you could be the biggest guy, no matter how mentally tough you think you are, lust has the chance to bring anybody down. And that's the truth. You got to acknowledge that, and you have to accept that before you even try to overcome lust. And it's a process. So the tips and advice that I would give you, it's not how-tos, by the way. That's what I really want to clarify. There's no 1, 2, 3, this is what you do. This is just advice from a random stranger that you could take onto your life and try. First one is changing your perspective of women. This is specifically for men, but this applies to women as well. Changing your perspective of how you see anybody. I'll put it like that. Understanding that everybody's created in God's image and seeing people as God's daughters, God's sons. This is hard because people do things all the time in the world that you might not agree with. And in the context of lust, it's hard. And this is just the truth. And it's really weird to talk about it like this, but it's hard to see people in that light, right? But training yourself to see them as God's daughters, God's sons, and God's children in general. How do you do that? Change your terminology and how you describe them. This is something I worked on huge. And for example, calling a girl pretty, beautiful, gorgeous, words like that. And this isn't me saying like, oh, look at me, I'm a great guy, like, look how respectful I am towards women. No, this is just a great way to help yourself change how you view certain people, or gender, whatever, right? Yeah, just using words that are respectful, beautiful, pretty, gorgeous, kind, anything like that. And notice the contrast between calling someone fine or bad or hot and things like that, right? Because you already call someone that and you just see him in a light where it's not pure anymore. But using that terminology and training yourself to use that, I think is a great tip, right? It's something you can really take on. And as time goes on, maybe they'll help you overcome lust more and trust the process of like that you're going to be okay, because once you just kind of switch your mind to think like that, it's like, okay, like I can overcome this, right? And then 2, it's when you are tempted, you gotta run from it. It says in scripture, you gotta run from lust. Don't even try to fight it. The strongest man, Samson, even lust defeated him. So, because lust, it's a thing about understanding how strong it is to the point where you accept that, okay, you can't beat it by yourself. You can't fight it by yourself. Okay, like, I know the spiritual warfare going in your head of like, oh man, like, I don't want to do it, but I kind of want to do it, going back and forth. No, you just gotta run from it. Try your best to run from it. And everything that I'm saying right now is easier said than done. That's always going to be the case, right? But you gotta run from it. You gotta get out of that tab. You gotta shut down the app. You gotta do something, right? You gotta run from it. As soon as you start to entertain it, in a way, even if you try to entertain it in a way like, oh, let's see if I can fight it, you've already lost. You've already lost. Running away from it, praying to God, asking Him for help, not something that we want to do, right? Because temporary pleasure, temporary joy, no, not even joy, temporary happiness, all that stuff, we crave it. We're humans and we crave it. So, just understanding that you gotta run from it. Don't try and just lie in bed and fight it. Don't try and just sit here and fight it. No, it doesn't work like that. Just, you gotta run from it. That's number 2. And number 3, just loving God more than lust. Loving God more than lust. What does that look like? It's not just reading the Bible and praying. It's not how you love God more. No, you got to completely immerse yourself in His presence daily. Now, this is hard. This is not easy, right? And Even like Christians, people who believe in God struggle with this, right? And it's just what you got to do. It's not even just for lust, just in any area in life that you want to overcome. Completely immersing yourself in God's presence and understanding how much He loves you, to the point where you love Him so much that you don't want to do anything to upset Him. It's just like if you love your girlfriend or you love your boyfriend so much, you don't want to do anything to upset them, right? You know, that's like you love them more than the thing that could upset them. And now just put God there. We should put God there every day. We don't. I don't. But we gotta try. This thing, you just try. And it's a slow grind process, but it's doable to overcome this with God. And yeah, if you just change your perspective of how you see people, you run from lust every opportunity you have to run from it. You don't even give lust the opportunity to conquer you. And you just immerse yourself in God's presence every day, where you, anytime a thought comes in, you go, okay, I love God way too much for that to happen right now. I know how upset God is going to be, right? And look, if you're someone that doesn't believe in God, if you're someone that's just struggling with this, I'm telling you that this is the only way. And that feeling you get when you give in to temptation, this is for people that aren't believers. That feeling you get when you give in to temptation, that feeling you get when you cheat on your partner and you feel guilty, well, you should feel guilty. And that feeling you get when you know it's not right to do it, but you do, and you kind of just sit there and you just think, what have I just done? God's talking to you. He's at the door. Give Him a chance to talk to you. Give yourself a chance to talk to Him. And I promise, if you got God in your life, situations and problems like this, much easier to manage and overcome. It's my little talk. Hopefully it's around like 10-11 minutes, but yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, if it reached out to you, I hope that you are doing well, right? If you're someone that's really struggling with it, yeah, I hope this video helped you. Thank you.